Welcome to Spielberg for another exciting Formula One race. This circuit is renowned for its backdrop, surrounded by natural beauty. Well, it certainly is an idyllic destination for the Austrian Grand Prix. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of Turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of Turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are 3 main things to worry about there, Crofty. Positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Leclerc, Alexander Albon, and Ricciardo, Perez, Sainz, Norris, and Lance Stroll, Ocon, Kvyat, Kimi Raikkonen, and Gasly, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen, and George Russell. Latifi and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Okay, what is going on, everybody? My name is Chris, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Guys, today we're going to be doing another first challenge. It's going to be at Austria again, because in real life, doubleheader at Austria, but the lights are on and they are off, and it's a great getaway from Nicholas Latifi, but he gets bogged down, and we get an average one. But I think, yes, we are. We're going to go down the inside of a few cars there, having cut turn 1, but we do get ahead of the Alfa Romeo, but he's going to fight back here of Kimi Raikkonen. We're going to go all the way up through turn 2 now, into turn 3. We're going to make a horrendous dive bomb down the inside, getting a McLaren, and getting a little out of shape, pulling a Sebastian Vettel on poor Sergio Perez. He got a really bad start because he started 7th, and he's lost a position to Esteban Ocon and to someone else. But in the braking zone, he tries to hold it around the outside, but we're going to cut him off on the exit. I'm back to my old mic, guys. The other mic just sounded terrible, in my opinion, so we're back to the old mic, so I hope you like it. But still lap 1, and we're in P9. P9 already. This is biblical scenes. For a first challenge, but we are going to go through here and we are going to hunt down Esteban Ocon. Guys, please check the description for information on not only the community Discord, but also how you can save 15% off on controller grips and keycaps at forevergripsgaming.com. We went down the inside of Esteban Ocon, and we're going to chase the other Renault of Daniel Ricciardo now. From 2019 to 2020, I really loved this game a lot better than F1 2019. This game just suits my driving style a hell of a lot more. I don't know what it is. It's just so hard to lose grip, I think, in this game than it was in 2019, and I like that. But I have done a few laps around Austria. I think my best time around here is like 1 minute 3.8 in time trial on Xbox, which is okay. I mean, it's decent. I could do a bit better. But we get all out of shape there and managed to not spin the car, thankfully. But that corner, turn 9, was giving me a bit of problems. I think I was just running a bit too oversteery of a setup using the esports line through here. It was really hard to see the braking line through there. Another snap of oversteer on the exit of turn 1. Just got on the power too early. That was my fault. But the speed of this Mercedes engine, and you can see now the amount of overtake that we have depleted, giving Daniel Ricciardo just a little love tap just to let him know that I was still behind him and that I would be making a move. Are we going to go late on the brakes? of last of the late breakers. We are going to be last of the late breakers today, and we're going to go down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. He tries to get the switch back on us, thinks about it, and then backs off almost immediately. Now, we're going to hunt down the McLaren of Lando Norris, I think, for 6th place in this race. This is absolutely biblical scenes that we are P7, and it's not even lap 4, it's lap 3. I mean, this is insane. Using all of the track limits there. But we are right up behind that McLaren. I've noticed doing these videos like Max Verstappen at the Dutch Grand Prix. We do the dirty area of this game is a lot more prominent than it was in 2019, and we cannot go back for a replay, but if you rewind the video, you'll be able to see that Lando Norris actually tried to go down my inside, and we squeezed him onto the apex, and that's why he lost so much time, and that's why Daniel Ricciardo overtook him into turn 3. So, whoopsie. By the way, guys, the Styrian Grand Prix. Ferrari looks slower than they did last weekend. Sebastian Vettel said the car felt better. Charles Leclerc said it was very difficult to drive still. I mean, Ferrari are really going to struggle this season. I feel bad for them, man. It wasn't... Okay, partially it was their fault. Mattia Binotto has got to get out of there, but Italy has been shut down ever since the Australian Grand Prix weekend, so they have had no time to develop their car. But that was a pretty good turn 9 and turn 10 there. Could have carried a bit more speed, but trying to look after the tires, as we do have a few more laps until we have to make a pit stop. Tire wear around this track isn't the biggest. I mean, it's not the most detrimental, but you know, it's just always nice to have the cleanest rubber on the track. Max Verstappen could potentially take pole. It's worth noting that I'm recording this in between FP2 and FP3 for the Styrian Grand Prix. So as I know it right now, qualifying may not happen, and they may use the times from FP2, which means Max Verstappen would be on pole, and I would be absolutely delighted. It would be, I mean, it would be absolutely insane if Max Verstappen started on pole and he could carry it out, and then Lewis Hamilton would start from 6th, Charles Leclerc from 9th, and Sebastian Vettel from 16th. I'm a Ferrari fan, so maybe not, but you know, who knows? Anything could happen. It's Austria. Mercedes, they say they fixed the issue, but Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton, compared to all the other cars, and I'm sorry for the popping there, and my controller decided to shut off, and I connect my headphones through my controller, so for game audio purposes, I had to turn my controller back on, and that's why there was a little pause there, but we are back in the action. It's fine, guys. It was just a little fix. I would wire my controller to my Xbox, but I don't have a wired controller, and I don't have a micro USB cable long enough to reach to my Xbox console. So that's that. But yeah, we're making amazing inroads. We're almost within a second of Alex Albon. I think 1.4, 1.3 behind. Maybe 1.5, and I'm sorry guys if I sniff a lot in this video. That sounds really wrong, but I am, I have allergies right now, so I don't know what's going on. But we're making great inroads, like I said. And lap 6 of 18. Yeah, I honestly don't know what I was saying before. Oh, I was saying the Mercedes cars at the Styrian Grand Prix. I apologize. They stayed off the curbs a lot more than, let's say, the Red Bulls, the Ferraris, the Racing Points, and the McLarens. Pretty much everybody else. Obviously, Ferrari need to be careful. Apparently that new floor that they brought and the new front wing is very, very sensitive. And we accidentally shift down to first gear for that extra rotation there. We do have the DRS on Alex Albon, so we're going to just make slight gains on the straight here. The Honda engine, as we know, not that powerful in this game. So Red Bull at a disadvantage. And I really hope Honda aren't going to pull a McLaren Honda on Red Bull. I hope they can still show that they can make engines. using a lot of curb there. It's very easy to pick up a track limits warning there. Believe me, I spent over an hour and a half and a time trial on this track, so. But I'm running regular corner cutting for today's race, if you couldn't tell. I don't know if you could tell or not, but making great inroads on Alex Albon. In the brake zone, we gain a lot of time, and we're gonna engage the overtake button. You can't use too much of it, so just a slight dab of it. And I'm gonna tell Jeff to shut the hell up because he was talking to me. And we're actually gonna go for the switchback here, full opposite lock to the right, and we're gonna try an amazing exit, but unfortunately it just does not work out for us. I want at least one switchback of dreams. Alex Albon goes defensive into turn 4, but we're gonna pull an Alex Albon on Alex Albon and hope he does not pull a Lewis Hamilton. He doesn't, but he gets better grip on exit, and down the inside of turn 6. We get the job done. Cut him off very, very aggressively, but he is still behind. Just behind. We gain a lot of time through there, so Alex Albon maybe either struggling with tire wear, tire temperatures, or something else, riding the curbs here all the way down the hill. Getting a little bit out of shape there, but it's fine. It's fine. Who cares? Set a purple first and last sector on lap 8. That was insane. But we are on the back of Charles Leclerc's Ferrari. And I was watching some onboards on F1 TV. Yes, I have F1 TV. The onboard of the Alfa Romeos and the onboard of the Haas and Ferrari all sound different. It almost sounds like Alfa Romeo switched back to the 2019 Ferrari engine. And speaking of Haas, Kevin Magnussen unfortunately has to retire. Let's hope that's not bad omen for Haas, guys. Let's really hope that's not bad omen. Oh, God. Oof. But, making great inroads here on Charles Leclerc. You can see the effect of that dirty air, just running wide through turn 7 and turn 8. But, just a little dab of the, tap. And, oh my goodness, we're going to go round the outside of Charles Leclerc. He had to get on the brakes because Max Verstappen was going into the pits, and that allowed us to swoop in and take him for our own yellow flag into turn 1 for Kevin Magnussen. Obviously, we don't have to lift in this game, but that's okay. And Jeff was still talking, and I really didn't want him right now, so I told him to shut up again. Hopefully he listens that time. He's like my new puppy. My new puppy doesn't listen to me, nor does Jeff, my engineer. But Charles Leclerc is still in our DRS, but I don't think we have to worry. The Ferrari engine in this game got a big nerf, and now the Mercedes engine is technically the best engine again, using all of the track limits. And we're gonna go through turn 6 now, going a little bit wide. I must admit, not ideal, but you know. We're still ahead of the Ferrari, and are we going to come in on this lap? I think we are going to box on this lap, and that's going to allow Charles Leclerc to get up close to us here in the pit lane, and we are going to come in to the box for a set of medium compound tires here on lap 11, so they'll easily go to the end of the race, and my clutch did not work on my wheel, unfortunately. So that's why we got held up there for 0.01 of a second longer. But Lewis Hamilton takes the provisional first place in this race. We do stay ahead of Charles Leclerc, of course, but Max Verstappen has pulled a bit of a gap. So obviously the undercut working wonders for him. But that's not going to stop Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri Bottas wants to take the fight to Lewis Hamilton this season, and he will do just that. No spoilers yet, but guys, I will say, if you want to skip to the end of the video and see what happens at the end, go for it. But I really hope the end result in this episode does not determine the end result of the race of the Styrian Grand Prix on Sunday, because that would be pretty dismal. Taking a nice line through turn 6 there, using all the exit curb, turning in just a little bit earlier, getting on the power again. The steering inputs are a lot smoother from my side, and we gained a lot of ERS in the pit stop, so I decided to just burn some with the overtake. Just a little tap of the overtake, just missing that apex a heck of a lot. That corner's easy anyway. I really think they need to change that corner. You're able to take it a lot quicker than you would in real life. There's just not enough elevation change to it, I feel. And I just farted. I really hope you couldn't hear that. But anyway, moving on back to the race now. Taking a lot of curb there. I was afraid to spin out. So I just decided to commit to the exit curb. Not ideal, but it's whatevs. As we laid on the brakes. Lucky not to lock up there. But going through all the gears now, and this, look at the effect of that dirty air. We had to go under 180 kilometers an hour for that corner, which is absolutely insane. You should stay above 200 for that corner as well, and we had to dip into the 190s. So the dirty air prominent on this game, and look how wide we go. Hitting the apex that time, thankfully. Maybe not as much as I wanted to, but it's whatever. We set up purple, Sector 3, and Max Verstappen, and they're going to go side by side into turn 1, and we are going to swoop down the inside of Sebastian Vettel, but with the overtake button and the DRS and the rich fuel mixture, we're going to gain on Max Verstappen. We're going to wheel, and we're going to try the switchback into turn 3, but he parks his car absolutely perfectly. He parks his car on the racing line, so we can't actually get the switchback, but luckily he doesn't have DRS. We're going to use Rich Mix, and we're going to use DRS as a bit of an aid. He goes super defensive. We're going to pull an Alex Albon once again on Max Verstappen and hope he does not pull Lewis Hamilton, but again, the inside line proving that it is a hell of a lot easier to get traction from the inside, but we're still battling with Max Verstappen here. I thought I would get him already, and this battling is really costing me with my battle for Lewis Hamilton, and we're going to go down the inside of turn 9 here, and that is Max Verstappen dealt with, thankfully. Jesus, that took a hell of a lot longer than it needed to. And now we cut to a time lapse. Time lapse over, and we are going to go on to the last lap here, and I decided to back off for this last lap. We did get close to Lewis in the end, but we just used too much overtake too quickly, and he managed his ERS better, I want to say. So we back off, and we let Lewis have the win in the end. A Mercedes won too, however, but I want to ride on board for this entire lap so everybody can see my lines that I am taking on this final lap in finally some clean air where we're not having to overtake somebody. We're at least 2 seconds behind Lewis this time, and kind of struggling for tire wear. I wasn't able to get on the power as early as I would like to, mounting this curb here and trying to carry as much speed as possible into that corner. Unfortunately, we do understeer. And same thing with this corner, try to carry a lot of speed into that corner. I honestly, if you have a really good setup around this track, you don't even have to brake. You can just lift off for turn 7. You do have to brake for turn 9 and turn 10, as I found. But we are going to cross the line. Lewis Hamilton is going to win the Austrian Grand Prix. We're going to come home second, and Max Verstappen is going to finish off the podium.
smiling faces on the pit wall after a superb win here in Spielberg, and rightly so, a brilliant effort from the whole team. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
So unfortunately not the win like we took last week with Charles Leclerc. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And again, link in the description for my Forever Grips code and the community Discord. Please join. We're going to have open lobbies and stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!